Yes. How's it, guys? This is Davey FPL, and welcome back to another Deadline with Davey live stream. Just noticed that the timer has not gone on, so let me just correct that. But you guys can let me know if the audio sounds good, video looks good, and then we can head on to all those questions. Okay, I see. I just didn't schedule it at the correct time, so let me just make this a little bit better. Okay, cool, save that, and then it's gonna be 53 minutes, save. Okay, cool. So when it strikes 7 past my local time, the timer will work correctly, so I do apologize for that one, but don't worry. As mentioned, about 53 minutes till the deadline, so plenty of time to get those questions in. Audio great, you look, thank you, Sammy. You don't have to compliment me so much, but I do appreciate it. Let me just pull up the chat here. It's a little bit of a different deadline, so thanks for joining. If you guys could, hopefully there's none of you that are super early in the morning. I'll try and make this as less boring as possible, if I can do that. But yeah, just let me know where you guys are watching from around the world. An absolute heater today in SA. So I do have the fan on, so just let me know if the fan is annoying you too much. But we've got FPL hits as usual with the first question of the stream saying, hope you're doing well, bud. Entire week has been pondering over Visa to Jackson / Watkins. Still stuck, irrespective of form. Watkins has super next 3 fixtures, could bang. What's your take? I like both of them. Obviously, I'm a bit biased because I have Jackson. I think Jackson is probably the favored for this next fixture. I think that Watkins is the kind of punt potential. I think both are probably punt potentials. But I agree with you. I think Watkins is going slightly under the radar, especially now that Isaac has Liverpool. Although if you guys do have Isaac, you can just bench him this week. I think he should play Liverpool, but if you can just bench him, a lot of benching dilemmas this week. He's got great fixtures after that. So a lot of kind of strikers to go around. I think Jackson probably high ceiling this week. But as you've mentioned, more medium term, maybe Watkins could also be good. It just depends on who you kind of want to go for. I think all of them could do well. It's just a very tough kind of call. But I can go over projected points or something like that if you want me to. Abdu is saying, I believe you're 4 transfers away from the ideal team. Also saying, how's it, my G? Thank you, Abdu. Let me know what players you think I should bring in. Evening, Callum. Hopefully doing well. Flecken to Verbruggen. Dalot to Hall. Guardiola to Trent Gomez, and Mbumo to... Oh, okay, thanks, Abdu. You've actually listed there. Okay, so Brighton goalkeeper. I agree with you about the Guardiola might do that next week, and then Mbumo might do that next week. So that's why this week I'm looking to actually roll the transfer so that next week we can address if we want Trent or if we want to upgrade Jackson, if he gets yellow carded. So I think rolling is probably the most sensible thing now, but thanks for the advice on the team. Who to start between Fernandes or Semenyo, please? Tough one. I think it's probably a little bit close. Fernandes or Fernandes has so many avenues for points because of the penalties. I would still be probably tempted to just bench him. I think if you have an Arsenal defender, play the odds and hope that Arsenal keep the clean sheet. Wood to Jackson, yeah, I probably would look at that. I think Wood's good fixture's gone now. He's a great striker, but there's other strikers now with better potential. I like Jackson, I like Watkins, and I like Isaac from next week. As mentioned, thank you, Sammy, as well as SH and Tarang as well. How's it going? It's going well. I'm just very hot at the moment. It's about like 37 where I am. So yeah. As Mark is saying, 6 degrees in England. I've just posted a meme to one of my mates in the UK saying how cold it is there. Hi, Jacques. Hopefully you're doing well. I love Jacques. He always says hi to the chat. So say hi to Jacques. Last number, hey, Davey. Hope you're good. Start Guardiola or one Bissaka. I think I'd go Guardiola, to be honest. I think I'm not too confident on a West Ham clean sheet at the moment, especially with this new manager bounce. I've heard has been spotting training. Can you check, Toronto? Okay, I haven't seen anything on João Pedro at the moment, but I will update you guys if I do see anything over on Twitter. Sammy's saying hard not to compliment a man who brought food to my plate 3 years straight. Sammy, 100%. I'm just glad that I could be of help in the last 3 years. Thank you for supporting me over the last 3 years. There seems to be a template now. Going to be tough to see crazy rank rises like the previous years, you reckon? Sadesh, maybe. Just remember, because there's a template, it might actually make rank rises easier, because the only reason the template does well is if all those players do well. So that's always what I say with the template. It's there for a reason. It's there because the players are performing. But if now you say, listen, I'm going to bring in Watkins becomes the template in 5 weeks or 3 weeks, you've now ahead of the curve. It's like me with Jackson. Before this, everyone was going for Isaac. I went for Jackson. Now Jackson's the flavor of the month. So it's just trying to jump on these players before they become template. And that's how you get these rank rises. So you could argue one side, but I could also argue that because it's a template, you might even be able to gain higher rank rises. And that's something that this week might happen with Erling Haaland. If you guys have Haaland, I think he might be, I think he's second. I think Palmer's still the first captaincy option, but I think Haaland's close, and that could be where you guys kind of gain those points, because if Haaland starts banging and kind of Saka, Palmer, or Salah do badly, then everyone with Haaland is going to start rising in the ranks. So there's a lot that can kind of happen. Is Jackson still the flavor age? I think he is for this week, especially for Southampton. After it, I think it gets a bit tough, but if you do look at the Chelsea fixtures, I mean, Spurs isn't even the worst fixture in the world. I think they'd probably concede to Chelsea. Then he's got Brentford, Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, and then Wolves. So pretty decent fixture run. The only problem is Isaac has also good fixtures. Watkins has good fixtures. So it's quite hard to get all of them. But at the moment, Jackson is looking a lot better than Isaac over the last 2 weeks. So at least I've kind of got those points, and I can always shift him on to an Isaac if he gets a yellow card, for example, and gets suspended. Treble saying in Boomer 2, Buonanotte or Enzo allows me other bigger moves. I think Enzo's actually going under the radar. Been getting a few attacking returns for a midfielder. I'd probably take a punt on him. With the Brighton attackers, the Leicester attackers, I don't exactly know how keen I am on them at the moment. Sorry, I just got mixed up there. I remember that he was at Brighton, but he's at Leicester now. So I think I'd probably just ride the better fixtures and just hope that Enzo keeps on performing. I want to just see how the new manager addresses the Leicester attacking department, because there could be some rotation there. Jacques saying, based on the fixtures for Chelsea, you're looking at the Chelsea defense. Yeah, I was looking at Colwell, but at the moment, I'm not looking to make a defensive transfer. But what I might do is maybe next week, if I am looking, Colwell could be quite attractive, or I might just go straight to Trent. So defense isn't the highest priority for me at the moment. I prefer maybe an attacking transfer. But if you are looking for a cheap defender, I think Colwell's my favorite at the moment. Usama saying, is Jackson and for Solanke for a hit worth it? I have Wood, Greaves, and Howard Bellis on the bench. Yeah, so that's a bit tough. Could you do Wood out rather than Solanke? I don't think Solanke is a bad option. The stats love Solanke, so if you are a stats manager, you might just want to keep him. For a hit, though, makes it a bit tough, because basically what you're saying there is that Jackson has to score a goal to redeem that hit, which I don't really like taking too many hits unless Solanke is, for example, injured. Avid saying, do you have Frozen? Just let me know if I have Frozen. As far as I know, the stream should look okay. Bench and Boomer or Rodgers? Thanks. This is a tough one for me. I think I would bench Rodgers. I just don't think he's been playing that well over the last few games, and I think even if he does start, maybe the minutes are reduced. I've seen some speculation from Aston Villa fans that have said that he hasn't been playing that well. Look, I still think he's a great option, great price tag. It's a good fixture. I just think in Brumo, if he gets a dodgy pen, probably outscores him. So I would rather go safety out of those two. But I mean, it's quite close between them. I think I would just play in Brumo for the reliability of the full game. Bench Wood or in Brumo, so Nottingham Forest play Man City. I mean, this is the thing. I'm seeing people selling Chris Wood, but if you look at the Man City defensive numbers, they're simply terrible. So should we actually be targeting Man City like we did last week with Liverpool? Could Chris Wood, an elite finisher, an elite striker this season, actually do well? Maybe. So, I mean, it's not the worst thing to actually play Chris Wood, but I'm always going to play the fixture. I consider Man City to be a tough game. So, yeah, I'm fine with benching Chris Wood, and then you can play in Bumo. Have we locked in Semenyo starting over Mbumo? No, we haven't. This is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Probably going to be the poll. Actually, let me do this. To start off the stream, let's do a Captaincy poll. I'm pretty sure I know where the direction this is going to go in, but let's just do it anyways. So I think there's a few Captaincy options, not that many though. I think Palmer, Haaland, Salah probably the highest options. Let's just put Saka in there. I mean, you guys could go for Son, could go for Jackson, but I think these are largely the 4 main Captaincy options. So just vote and let me know. Captain Jackson over Palmer and Salah. I don't see the appeal too much. I think it's fine just owning him. Palmer and Salah just have so many more avenues for points versus Jackson. Look, Jackson might outscore Palmer, and I'd be super happy with that because I do own him and he's more of a differential. But I just think I'd rather go for more consistency, and that's going to be Palmer or Salah. Now, between those two, it's just a fixture thing for me. Newcastle, as mentioned, the team selection, they always raise their game this season against the better opposition. So I'm just worried about that. What's your overall points like now? I can go check for you. It's 858, and the overall rank's 37k. So let me know if you want any more details about that one. Akanji, Timber, or Gomez? I think if you're going to bring one in, I would go for Timber. But if you want to play one this week, I think that it's probably going to be Akanji, Hayden. I haven't really worked out United. I think it's quite tough. As I mentioned, they haven't really had a massive test, so we don't know how they're going to set up. They might have some insane tactics and completely play Arsenal out the water, but I just don't really see it happening. But I can still see them potentially scoring that sort of thing. Bench Pedro or Cunha? Now that's a tough one because I have seen not a lot of love for the Wolves attacking department. Some managers benching them. I will agree that I think Everton might look to shut up shop a bit better at home after the 4-0 loss to United. And Cunha, last game week wasn't the best, but also Fulham is a tough game. And that's why I was actually saying there might be a debate to be had about benching João Pedro for Mbumo. So don't even worry about Semenyo. Maybe João Pedro is the worst performer, or maybe it is Cunha. But between Cunha and João Pedro, I might just play Cunha because he's probably going to play more minutes. I think João Pedro might still be managed. Some respect for United. I'm unfortunately, I think United are conceding. I mean, and even if they don't, Delot's a 6-point merchant if he even gets the clean sheet. So, Captaincy dilemma is frustrating. Salah or Palmer? Carlo, for me, it's pretty simple. It's just the better fixture. Also makes it easier. I own Jackson, so I'm hoping Chelsea demolish Southampton. As a Liverpool fan, probably not going to be the best game watching Salah if I don't captain him, but yeah, I'm not as confident as I was against City for this fixture. Let's just say that. I'm confused. Saka at home against United, or you set on Palmer? It's just the unknowns for me at the moment. I haven't really seen enough of United under the new manager to say, listen, this is a really bad defense, or this is a really strong defense. This might be a super close game. There's just a lot of uncertainty at the moment around him, but if you want to take the punt, go for it. I just don't see why if Palmer has Southampton, if you get what I'm saying. And also, what you have to know is that Southampton have a lot of defensive injuries. Nathan saying unsubscribe. What was it? The United or the no captaining Salah? Just so that I know about it, to avoid unsubscribing in the future. You've mentioned it, Salah, Palmer, love the content. No worries, Fintam. So yeah, just to repeat, guys, I like the fixture better for Palmer. I think that Newcastle raised their game. Both are away fixtures. I just feel like with the Southampton defensive injuries, Chelsea have no excuses, and that's why I'm looking probably to captain him over Salah. United new manager bounced rashly with the 18-pointer. Yeah, but it was against Everton, so Arsenal might be a little bit of a tougher test. How's it, Ahmed? Wood or Bruno to bench? Yeah, this is tough because like out of those two, I probably would just start Chris Wood. Arsenal's defense is better and Man City's defense is worse. Chris Wood could score. But yeah, like this week, the benching dilemmas are pretty tough, I won't lie. We could almost do a random wheel generator if you guys want. Would you prefer Bruno over Kulusevski? No, I probably would just play Kulu. I'm fine with benching a player that plays Arsenal. I don't know. It is away from home as well, so. That's for Arsenal. Okay, I get what you're saying, Kylo. Look, I wouldn't mind that. As a Liverpool fan, I hope that Arsenal lose because that's going to be drop points. Oscar, what's up, Davey? Who would you sell Konate to out of Joe Gomez and Cole? I'd go Cole, Oscar. I like the Chelsea fixtures. Chelsea going under the radar. I mean, they've got the same amount of points as Arsenal, so they're having a super season, actually. Start Semenyo or Bruno. I might just say go for Semenyo. The worrying thing is Semenyo's not on penalties. So like this is what makes this debate so tough is in Bruno's on penalty, Semenyo's not. So usually, I know they're not the most consistent options. Like you're not going to get a penalty every week, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel safer starting a penalty taker. But I trust the Bournemouth attack more. Is it a good idea to double City this week? I'm benching a lot in Vandenberg. Should I take a hit? No, I would just play the double City. You probably have Guardiola and you probably have Rico Lewis. I think there's a chance both them start. I hope Arsenal and United lose. Treble, that could be actually that's the draw. The draw is probably the safest situation. Gabriel this, Brendan Rodgers that, both combined for 19. Sometimes new game week. I'm captaining Semenyo. Spurs don't know how to defend even if they score Richie. You always come in here with the banger suggestions. So if you captaining Semenyo, I might as well start him because obviously he's going to get a 20-pointer. How's the Davey start 2 of Rodgers and Bruno and Wood? In Bruno and Wood, probably. I'm a little bit bearish on Rodgers this week. Just hasn't done enough for me. Vicky saying, I told you you're a fixture guy. Yeah, exactly. So that is true. But we spoke about this. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Saka was the highest performer. I was just happy that Salah did something because last game of the game week, Saka's done well, Palmer's done well, and then Salah is yet to play. But after that first assist, I was a bit more optimistic. But yeah, it was probably the game week to go for Saka. I could have got a few more extra points. Did you see your FPL review rank in the world, mate? Says Sudesh. No, I haven't. I know they have like a season reviewer. Go maybe check that out. Nathan saying Aina replacement, similar price for game week 15. Already have Trent Guardiola. I'd go for Cowell. Can you afford Cowell? Yeah, if you're going to afford Cole, I'd probably just go for him. Why not sell a captain? It's just the fixture. It's a fixture play at the end of the day. I mean, it's Southampton away. I've been in every ultimate guide. Basically, I've been talking about targeting the newly promoted teams. And with the Southampton fixture injuries, I just think it's a no-brainer. How does the XG statistics look this week? So I can go over those stats. Actually, that reminds me, we should maybe go over the numbers from FPL or Rob T FPL. So let me just change this quick for you guys. In terms of the XG and clean sheet numbers, how they would have changed, Man City probably down in the pits, to be honest. Yeah, because they conceded a lot of XG to Liverpool in that fixture. Otherwise, it probably would have stayed a bit similar. But yeah, these are going to be from Rob T FPL. These are the SpreadX data. I use the same data for my videos, except these are the updated ones for today. So I dropped them in the team selection, but I recorded that yesterday. So the updates today, I think Chelsea have increased. And Man City have gone a bit colder, I think. They're still leaders for clean sheets on 42% and Arsenal on 40%. But Chelsea, as you guys can see, definitely the fixture with the highest goal potential. I would also use this in terms of your benching dilemmas. The only thing, though, is that Aston Villa have quite a high projection, 2.00, and I've just spoken about benching Rodgers. So the reason for that is obviously the minutes might not be that secured, hasn't been in the best of form, but if you want to play according to these numbers, Rodgers is probably a good start. Brentford on 1.28, Bournemouth on 1.75. That's why I'm currently playing Semenyo over Mbumo. I'm just kind of trying to take my mind out of it and just put a statistic to it and then just stick with it. And then also Brighton in that debate on 1.5, so slightly higher than Brentford. So if you're going according to these numbers, you will play Semenyo, then you would play João Pedro, and then you would play Brentford, Mbumo, sorry. And then if you have looking at Chris Wood on 0.88, you would play him last. So that is also quite a tough one. The one thing also to note though is that Wolves are lowest at 1.18. So maybe I should be benching Cunha for instead of Mbeumo. If I'm behind, should I go for Haaland captain Todd? Yeah, that's a punt. I've given that as a suggestion to a lot of kind of Discord members and Twitter DMs. Is that if you guys are chasing at the stage of the season, the Haaland captaincy could be good. Unless your mini league rivals don't own Cole Palmer, then that's a natural kind of differential in your mini league. But if you are chasing, I think Haaland could be pretty good. I'm captaining Haaland partially because I'll be at the match and partially because I see reduced minutes for Cole Palmer. Okay, Treble. That is true, but I mean, as you said, you're at the match, so that's an external factor. It's like me watching Liverpool games and wanting to captain Salah. So yeah, I hope he does well for you, Treble, and hopefully it gives you some celebration there. How's it, Davey? Hi, Ty, the footy guy. Hopefully you're doing well. Abdullah saying, who would you play, Mbeumo or Rodgers? I would play Mbeumo personally. Looking at these numbers, maybe not, but I just feel like Mbeumo is more guaranteed for minutes and on penalties. So that's, Amir's got the same question. I hope this debate doesn't have too much of a point swing, but it might. That's just how FPL is sometimes. And unfortunately, if you have a stronger rotation, you might just have to bite the bullet. Can you talk about the Haaland captaincy? Yeah, I can. So I think he's my second favorite option. As you guys can see, 2.35, pretty respectable here. And also his goal share will be higher than someone like a Cole Palmer. So even though Chelsea are expected to score more goals, Haaland's involved in more of Man City's goals. So he could actually be the best option. I just prefer Palmer at the moment because I don't own Erling Haaland. But if I had both of them, I think Cole Palmer's slightly over Haaland, but I think he's a fine captaincy option as well. Between those two for me this week, I don't think I would look elsewhere. Have you used a triple captain? Yeah, yes, I have, Luke. I managed to triple captain Haaland in his highest score, I think, in the last few game weeks. So it was 6 points, which is not great, but I mean, it is what it is. And my thoughts on it, I would just kind of wait till late in the season if you haven't used it yet. Unfortunately, with these Christmas period games, is there's so many that there might be rotation. So just hold out, see what the mystery chip is. If you have to captain Haaland or Salah against a newly promoted team next half of the season, so be it. Which one would you bench out of Rodgers, Bruno, Larson, or Pedro? Yeah, Adam, that's tough. So based on this, it's probably Larson. But Everton haven't been fantastic defensively. I would probably say if you own triple or single Arsenal defense, I'd bench Bruno and just hope for a clean sheet. I would just play the odds and do that probably. But it doesn't make sense benching a Bruno. I'd say it's between Rodgers and Bruno for me out of those two. Bench boost strategy this year, single game week where everyone... No. So Nathan's me a double game week. So I think there's going to be about 2 double game weeks, and that's why we're hedging on the mystery chip being advantageous in a double. So definitely one of the doubles will be our bench boost. Thoughts on Isaac to Nicholas Jackson? Tide might be a bit sideways if Isaac starts this one, because Isaac has great fixtures next game week onwards. So I wouldn't do it for a hit, I don't think, but for a free transfer, it's debatable, but I think it's a luxury move. Is Edison still first choice? He is. However, we might have Ortega this week. That's what I read on Twitter, but we don't know. Own a double Arsenal defense. I think Rodgers is in hope that if the clean sheet is wiped to get the points from Bruno. Yeah, that is true, Adam, but I might just play the odds and just bank on the Arsenal clean sheet because they've got good percentage odds. I'm just going to go check Twitter quickly because we do have half an hour left. I just want to see if we have any early team news, which I don't know. Okay, I don't see anything at the moment. Okay, so apparently Face has been dropped by Leicester. So if you guys do own Face, then maybe bench him. But otherwise, I don't see any other early team sheet news. So I'll update you guys if we do see anything. Fabianski or Verbruggen to start. Based on this, based on this Fabianski slightly. I like Fulham. I think Fulham are a good attacking department. But I mean, I don't think West Ham keep a clean sheet. I'm just starting Fabianski because I don't think Brentford keep a clean sheet even more. Yeah, I think I would just take this and go for Fabianski. But the new manager bounce, maybe that drops the percentage. It's a close one between those two, but I don't think it's going to be much, to be honest. I think it might be like 6 points versus 2. Andrew, thank you. I do appreciate that. I will try and keep it up. Bench Johnson or Rodgers? I'd bench Rodgers. I think Johnson's pretty good. Ross, start Isaac or Mbumo? I'd probably just go Mbumo and trust Liverpool's defense. Why is everyone sleeping on Kluivert below Semenyo? Yeah, it's probably a little bit reactionary from the 3 penalties, but he could be an option. I have Semenyo already, though, so I'm not going to take him out for Kluivert. But if you want to take a punt, you can go there. Chucks, do you think Rico Lewis starts? Let me actually check that. It's a pretty good question. Let's go on to the projected lineups, and we are going to be seeing the Man City lineup. Let's check. So Lewis is on 64%, not the best. So I would just start him though if you have him. I mean, the fixture's okay enough. And we do have a super chat from Farboror. Hopefully I'm saying that right, Malker. Solanke to Cunha versus Solanke plus Mbumo to Jackson plus Matoma -4. Versus alternate 2 plus Visa to Cunha plus Rodgers instead of Matoma. Okay, Solanke plus Mbumo to Jackson plus Matoma. Solanke to Cunha. I like the Solanke and Mbumo to Jackson Matoma moves rather, but you could always just keep Solanke if he does start this week. What was the latest on him? I think the latest was that he was still sick. I just don't know about Cunha this week. That's the only concern I do have. Yeah, that's the only concern I do have is the Cunha move. Alternative 2 plus Cunha plus Visa, but Rodgers instead of Matoma. So I don't think I'd take the -8. I think the -4 would be the max. I just also worry about Matoma's potential starts because there might be some rotation within the Brighton assets. So I like Jackson. Matoma, though, I'm a bit like, I don't know. Yeah, I'd almost just say, can you not do Solanke to Jackson for free? Otherwise, I think I'd do one. I'd do the Solanke to Cunha move. I don't think I'd take the hit. Teesmeister has been a legend member for 31 months. Outstanding. There's so many of you guys that have been supporting for so long. Thank you, Teesmeister. Saying soon going to be at the 3 mark. Keep the good work, Davey. Appreciate it. And thank you for the support for nearly 3 years. Absolutely insane. And you've also asked the question, what are we thinking about Mbumo to Bowen? So the only reason why I'm not doing it this week, so let me just go back to my team, sorry, is I'm currently benching Mbumo. Now, I agree that if I was to kind of bring in Bowen, I could start him over Semenyo, which might make more sense, or start him over João Pedro, which is more of an obvious kind of benching. The only thing, though, is it does block me off from some future moves. And next week, what I might want to do is upgrade Guardiola to Trent or something like that. And then I would have to drop Mbumo to a cheaper option. So because Mbumo Bowen are the same price, it blocks me off from upgrades, which I don't know if I'm going to be super keen about. So yeah, that's why I'm currently just holding steady. Just benching Mbumo, because if I want to take him out, I could just bench him. And then with the early switch around from game week 14 to 15, just kind of assess, and if there are injuries, at least we could deal with it. So yeah, that's my current thinking on it. And it's just because I'm benching Mbumo. Look, I could still play Mbumo. Don't think he's the worst option. Seems likely to start, but Jackson seems crazy and Mbumo's fixtures turning. Yeah, they are turning for the worst. It's just I don't know about Matoma. That's the only thing. So if it was another asset, like if Jeff Semenyo, maybe Semenyo could be a good option, or Kluivert. If Rodgers holds his place, he's also got good fixtures. I just worry about it. But yeah, I just don't know about Matoma. I've read some things with Brighton assets that say that it's either a knock that he picked up or it's rotation potentially. What's your plans? You made no, Adam, I've made no transfers and I'm probably going to keep it that way. Guardiola to Van Dijk and Isaac to Jackson from -4, or any other forward recommendations? I would just do the Isaac to Jackson move. I don't know if I'd do the Van Dijk one this week. Yeah, so it's easier to do it for a free, the Isaac to Jackson move. But as I've mentioned, Newcastle have great fixtures from next week onwards. So yes, this week they've got Liverpool, but then the week after they got Brentford, then they've got Leicester, and then they've got Ipswich. So, I mean, those fixtures are probably some of the best that you guys want to target. So keeping Isaac might actually just be worth it this week. If you can bench him even, for example, and he ruled himself fit in an interview, so I think that he should be okay. I have 100% team rating on FFH, that too without any... Okay, that's good. I can't really speak for the rating system. I don't know if it's guaranteed to get you points, but that should be cool. Chelsea's predicted lineup says Nkunku. I can go check, but I don't think Nkunku's going to start, to be honest. I think... I don't know why you'd bench Jackson. He was subbed earlier on, and he has been in such good scoring form, so it doesn't make sense for me. I'm not really worried about that, to be honest. And if it does happen, so be it. I'm not going to take him out before Southampton away. Yeah, on my projector lineup, he has 90% starting, so. And I don't see anything. I don't see anything. And actually, Vardy starts apparently. That's the only thing. If you guys still have, Vardy. Hi, Davey. Bench one Isaac or Semenyo or Cunha, playing Mikolenko in defense. Okay, if you play Mikolenko in defense, you can play the odds here, but it's a bit of a, it's not a high risk playing the odds here, as that Everton defense has been okay. It hasn't been fantastic. I'd probably bench Isaac out of those. The only thing that makes it tough is I think hardly anyone owns Liverpool defenders, so you can't even play the odds on a Liverpool clean sheet. It's just they've been playing well, so I can understand benching Isaac, and that's why I might do it. Kieran, what website do you check the percentages of starting, looking to see who's higher out of Isaac and Solanke? Okay, Kieran, I don't follow a particular... I'll show you who I follow. I don't think this exposes anything. So I just follow this Twitter account, Emma Jump the Wave. So she does collaborations with other content creators. And fans of the clubs to give like predictions of who's playing. Unfortunately, though, I mean, Solanke is here, but it's not always super reactionary to injury news. So I don't think I would trust the Solanke starting position, but it's pretty good for other positions. For example, like if you're worried about Man City's rotation, has a few people predicting it. Liverpool has a few people predicting it. Chelsea, that, so on and so forth. So yeah, it's just Jump the Wave that I usually go over and check. But what you guys can do is you can go and just type in if you want to, like on Google, and then just say like Chelsea predicted lineup, that sort of thing. Okay, so I have just lost stream chat. So just let me get it back up. Let me just see something's frozen here. Let me just see if I can close some windows. So unfortunately, I can't see any stream chat at the moment. But what I can do is I can bring it up on my phone, so no worries. I just hope that you guys can see this. Let me just go over to the screen. Sorry for the delays. Okay, cool. So I'm going to have to read it from my phone. Just let me know if you guys can still see the stream. I would appreciate that. And if you can still see me, because I can't see anything at the moment. Okay, I can still see myself. I just want to see if if I change the tab, can you guys still see this? Okay, you can. So if I do make changes to my team, that's cool. Okay, we see you. Any news to see if Greaves starts? No, unfortunately, there's been no news about that. Apparently, though, what I read, I saw something over on Twitter. Apparently, the Ipswich manager never has centre backs on his bench. So that could mean that it's pretty good for us. Because what that means is I was concerned because he wasn't in the squad. But what that might mean is that he's actually just not ready to fully be in the starting 11. And then because the Ipswich manager doesn't have him on the bench, or centre back on the bench anyways, he's actually doing better than we expect. Start one from Aina, Hall, and Mazraoui. I would start... Oh my goodness. Okay, so you've got Man City, you've got Liverpool, and you have Arsenal. I would go for Nottingham Forest. I'd go for Aina. Start Bruno or Semenyo. If you have Arsenal defense, I'd go for Semenyo. Can see the stream. Okay, thanks, Mark. I do appreciate it. I've got it on my phone. Yeah, sorry, that's why I'm looking at my phone. Because I have the chat. For some reason, my computer has like frozen. So that's not the best help. Johnson to Odegaard from -4. No, I just played Johnson Stella. Gabriel to Cole. No, just keep Gabriel. Start Aitnori or Lewis. Andreas, I think I would start Aitnori because he's more guaranteed to start. Where's Isaac gone? You had him. I don't think I've had him for quite a while now. But yeah, I went for Isaac instead of him. What should I do with Isaac? You can keep him if you can bench him. He has great fixtures after this week. Not tempted by the solid differential captain. So Zadesh, I don't even know if it's going to be the differential captain, to be honest. Because he is probably the more highly owned option. Amongst like the more informed manager, we might have potential Palmer bias, but amongst the overall ranks, we might see Salah being the highest captain again. Santa saying the scout predicts, okay, that would be a surprise to me, though I'm pretty sure he starts. Kunal saying, hey broski, don't have Pedro, should I start Raul? Yeah, you might as well. I mean, it's not a bad fixture for Raul Jimenez. Matoma or Johnson? I would go for Johnson. Start Rogers or Mbumo? I'd go for Mbumo, George. When is the best time to use the wildcard before Game Week 19? You can use it literally Game Week 19. That's what I always used to do. Use it the last Game Week of the season, but what I might tell you to do is use it Game Week 18 because just go check the fixtures for Game Week 18. It's simply outstanding. Who would you start out of? Lewis, Gabriel, Porro, and Aitnori? Need to drop one. I might bench Porro, Thomas. I think that Bournemouth score. Semenyo or Wood? I'd play the fixture and just go for Semenyo. Semenyo Rogers to start Semenyo. Saka to Odegaard to fund Bruno to Salah. Saka to Odegaard. Cash, no, unless you want to captain Salah. No question from me, just dropping in to say good luck. Joe, thank you, do appreciate it. Are you making changes or rolling, Christian? I'm rolling currently. -4 for Fabianski, no. A -4 for a goalkeeper never does much. Yakuba saying, morning from New Zealand. What did I miss? Yeah, because you are, what, 10 hours ahead? So yeah, good morning. Hopefully you had a good rest and are ready for the game week deadline. Keep the lot and Bruno versus Arsenal transfer. out for someone else. If you can afford like a Bruno upgrade to a Palmer, a Saka, Salah, then I'd go for it. Otherwise, you can always just keep him. And then just benched a lot. If you can't bench a lot, I would take him out, and I would probably go for Colwell. Give me an outrageous punt for this game week. Let's see. My outrageous punt... My outrageous punt is going to be Eze. No one owns him, so but that's not too much. Optus Prime saying, seen some content creators benching Bruno for Rodgers. You're going to bench? Yeah, so it's. I think it's just the fixture game. And because most people own Arsenal defense, maybe a double up, triple up, I think more people are taking that into account. Sure about the Palmer captain? Yes, I am, Nikhil. Winston, bench one and Bumo or Wood? I'd probably just bench Wood and then hope that Man City keep a clean sheet. But that's a tough one, as mentioned, because like Man City's defense has been terrible. So we should actually be targeting them. Thoughts on Chelsea defense? I do like it. Okay, let me see. I'm just checking a fix potentially for the taskbar. Okay, let me check. Okay, let me just check something if it does work. Okay, does that work? Yeah. Okay, we're still live. Okay, cool. Sorry guys, I just had to fix the taskbar. I just reset it. And Dorichi has been a legend member for 36 months. We have the 3-year anniversary. That deserves a heart in chat for Dorichi. Let me just search the emotes here and we'll drop that one. So thanks a lot for the support, for the donated memberships, everything like that. The question on your 3 anniversary is Guardiola and Mbumo to Bowen and Marlo Gusto, or suggestions. My suggestion would be just to roll, to be honest, Richie. Just keep them 2 and just see how it goes. That's what I would say. So very unexciting question answered for you, Dorichi. But yeah, on your 3 anniversary, you're just going to be rolling. That's all you're going to be doing. Sorry, mate, just finished work. You making any changes, Chris Faz? No, hopefully work was good. No changes at the moment. What's your total points? 858. Yeah, 858. Overall rank 37k. Yeah, roll it, Dorichi. Do you trust Fabianski over Flecken? I don't trust either, Adam. That's the point. So that's what I'm kind of looking at. Start Lewis or Face. So Milos, the news that has just dropped is apparently Face has dropped. So I'd play Lewis. I'd play Lewis anyways, though, to be honest. Did we cover Lewis or Aït-Nouri? I'd cover Aït-Nouri. Well, I mean, I'd go for Aït-Nouri. Well, just he's more consistent to start, and that sort of thing. What's your plan for future weeks? So no real concrete plan at the moment. Next week, what I'm maybe doing is looking at Trent, maybe a Guardiola to a Trent, and therefore Mbeumo down to a Rodgers if he's going to be playing still. Play Gabriel or Justin? I go for Gabriel. Aina or Dalot in defense? I'd go for Aina. I think both concede though, Hideous. It just depends on who concedes fewer. Kulusevski worth keeping? Yeah, he is. He's had his rest. He should be okay to start the upcoming games. I'm not too concerned about starts there. Okay, so let's go over the last... Okay, so the poll 71% on Haaland. That was pretty expected. Now the poll is going to be who to bench. Who should I bench now? Okay, you guys can vote on who should I bench. Us South Africans here ain't no different, yeah. That is true. Hope you well. Thank you, Tyler. Who would you start, Lewis or Rogers? I'd always go for the attacker there. I'd go for Rogers. What about Salah captaincy? He's a good option. I just prefer Palmer with the fixture. Bench one, Semenyo or Wood. I think I'd go for Wood bench. It's very close between them all, though. Who will play for Fofana? I don't know. I guess it just makes Cole a bit more nailed. In Brumo or Rogers, I prefer Brumo, David. Sol Raul? No, I think this week is an okay fixture. Brighton aren't great defensively. I should probably lock in the team, though, to be honest. Okay, so 44% currently saying in Brumo, and we have 35 saying Semenyo, so it's actually pretty close between them. Why is Cunha in your bench list? Everton considered 4 United. Yeah, but Wolves aren't United. That's my thinking about it. In Brumo out Matoma in is better. Yeah, or Bowen. If you like Bowen, he's also a great shot. Remove Haaland this week to Jackson. I actually think you probably keep Haaland this week. I don't think this is the week to take him out. I think that was last week. Just the fixture swing, I mean, it's a pretty good game for them, to be honest. Start Dunk or Mazraoui? I would go for Dunk. Captain Haaland or Salah? I'd go for Haaland. I think Haaland's my second favorite captain. I'm just going to post the team quickly. Just give me a second here, guys. I just have to post the team to the Discord server. This is going to be the final team, though. I also just want to let you know that I will be probably leaving directly after deadline, as I have to go play a footy match. Chiromi out Pedro in to bench and Brumo or start Pedro? Just roll. I just roll. If you, I don't think Pedro is the best option this week. Benched a lot for Face. Face isn't going to start apparently. Apparently he's out the lineup. Isaac, Rogers, Semenyo start. If it's only one of them, I'd go Semenyo. Smith Rowe or Semenyo on wildcard Semenyo. Good stream as always. Good luck. Cheers, Davey. Thanks, Saeed. What position do you play? It's a 5-a-side game, but I usually play defense because our team lacks a bit of defense. But then we kind of rotate. If one of the more defensive players comes in, then I'll go attack. Been scoring a few goals this season, which is quite nice. Jackson instead of Palmer for differential. Roberto, it's a punt. Basically what you're saying is that I think Chelsea do well, and I hope that Jackson scores more points than Palmer, which I don't know if that's the most reliable thing. I'd probably just go Palmer, more avenues for points, more consistent, that sort of thing. Thanks, Chris. Do appreciate it. Barisele in, yeah, he could be the option. Apparently Fofana might not be out for that long term. Selling in Brumo, a mistake? I don't think it's a mistake, Nathan. He hasn't been in great form. The only reason I'm not selling him is because I can bench him this week. In Mbeumo Kulusevski, I think I'd go Kulu, Michael. Spurs' attack has been very strong. Their attacking numbers are very good. Thanks, Aaron. Do appreciate it. Semenyo or Rogers to start? I'd go Semenyo. One free transfer worth doing Solanke to Jackson. Michael, I like it for free. Look, I think Solanke could still play, and then he's a good option still. But yeah, I think I'd probably do it for free. I don't think I'd do it for a hit though. All these game week 14 is very tough because it's very close between all of these. Unless you tell me like, should I take out Mbeumo for Solanke? No, should I take out Mbeumo for Saka or Palmer or Salah? Then I'm naturally going to say yeah. If you own Palmer and Haaland, then who would you captain? Still Palmer, I think, just slightly. Are you considering captaining Palmer? Yes, I am really. You guys can go for Salah. If your gut is telling you Salah's the better shot, then that's cool. Who would you bench between Dalot and Greaves? I would bench Dalot and then just hope Greaves plays. Thank you. How about Kulu or -4 for Semenyo? No, just keep Kulu, Michael. The hits this week are tough. Like, I don't think there's a massive hit I've seen that I think is particularly worth it. Kudu starts, isn't he? He's back from his suspension, right? Yeah, he should be fine to start then. Semenyo bench is the right choice, says Kylo. Maybe. I think I'm going to play the odds, and I think I trust the Bournemouth attack slightly more. Start Konza or Robinson? Robinson. Do you have João Pedro in the forward department? Then I'd start Konza. Just see which defender you own and play the opposite. Burgers or Mazraoui to start? I'd go for Burgers. How many players do I have tonight? Just Fabianski. So the game week starts tomorrow. Triple captain Palmer. Philippe, you could. I mean, it's not the worst shot in the world. I mean, I captained Haaland for 6 points, so you probably can beat that. Who to start? Isaac or Mbeumo? I'd probably go Mbeumo. Views on Evan Nilsson for next game week? I mean, he's a fine option. I think the forwards, though, pretty much kind of pick themselves. And if you do have space, though, for Evan Nilsson, then you can go there. Haaland out for Jackson. Jagna, I think I'll just keep Haaland. My plan was to remove Haaland for Jackson and Mbeumo to Saka for -4. Good. Haaland to Jackson and Mbeumo to Saka. Would you captain Saka, Danny? Then a maybe. But I mean, Saka's United, that could be a little bit of a tougher game. Haaland as Nottingham Forest, he could do well. I think I might just stick. Thanks, Kylo. Do appreciate it. Hopefully, Semenya's the better decision to play. But if you are starting Mbeumo, good luck. Maurice is saying to start Rogers or Wood. I mean, this is super tough. Out of Rogers and Wood, who to start? I think I'd go Chris Wood. Penalties and that sort of stuff. Salah captain or Jackson? I go Salah captain. Davey, start Evan Nilsson. Yes, you can start Evan Nilsson, but I don't own him, so I can't start him. Rogers, Isaac, bench who? You can bench Isaac. Thanks, FPL hits. Hope all of us, exactly. I hope there's a Palmer Hattie, Jackson Hattie, Semenyo Hattie. 1 minute left, that is true. How much is the deadline? We're on 40 seconds, so get those teams finalized if you guys can. Start Rico Lewis or Van Heck? I'd start Rico Lewis. Start Konza or Digne? I'd start Digne for more attacking threat. Start Ray or Fabianski? I'd go Raya. Rogers or Mbeumo? I'd go Mbeumo. Good luck and happy green arrows, everyone. Thank you, Ty, the footy guy. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Aaron, you are 12 seconds premature, brother. It is not TUPD time yet. Bench Kulu or Mbeumo? I'd probably bench Mbeumo. I like the Spurs attack. I think they do well. Pedro or Rogers? Pedro. He's on penalties, Nathan, so more avenue for points. But yes, as Akasha's saying, TUPD time. TUPD time. Now, unfortunately, guys, thank you for joining the stream. As mentioned, I have to go play footy, so I'm going to leave right now. But thank you for joining me on a Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll be seeing you guys probably on Thursday for Game Week 15 content. And hopefully the green arrows are in our favor. But for the time being, I'm going to be signing off. It's been Davey FPL, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.